Greetings. This is a Michael Miller Pilates YouTube live broadcast, my second one. And I'm back for more, so we'll see how this goes. There's aspects of Facebook Live I like and aspects of YouTube Live I like, so thank you for listening. This is a broadcast for Cornu course students of mine who study the idea within the original work of Joseph Pilates. And it's also for my current and future licensed affiliates who like to affiliate with the notion that there's an ideal within the original work of Joseph Pilates. So usually in Facebook, I type text in terms of titles of subjects I want to talk about, and I hold up a hand and with numbers to say what title I'm on. So, number one, which I'll add to the text, the comments after I'm done with live. I'm late in my broadcast today because I watched the Google I/O conference, which was streamed, of course, over YouTube, and hearing what they were talking about in terms of overall the Google world, and then how YouTube fits into that world, and how live streaming is on a tear in terms of growth within their environment, the Google world, Android and all. What I would point to that I heard the loudest was when they were talking about artificial reality, wearing the goggles that you plug your phone into and it simulates where you're at, saying that the technology is headed toward just a standalone unit, no wires, that is just geared toward being that unit, which makes sense. Coming out this fall, probably for Christmas. And why I bring you this subject is because they have this thing called world sense. World sense. And that the technology in the artificial reality thing, am I calling it right? But where, you know what I mean. And the technology in that structure is geared toward orienting the physicalness of wearing the helmet to whatever's on the video to enhance the connection in the experience between how you're tilting your head and how the roller coaster goes, kind of thing. And they're calling that world sense. So that the technology sort of has, I think, a sense of the world and helps deliver the simulated reality all the better. Which takes me to number two on a to be added content on the comments after this finishes live, if I get to it. Number two is that my saying mark for Michael Miller Pilates is Michael Miller Pilates makes sense. You can go back through a lot of my documentation through the years, and it's a saying mark with it. So there's a history of usage there, and I'm pointing to that saying mark because of Google's use of the word world sense, the phrase, 2 words, to say that what they're giving you in the technology of this world when you're looking into a screen, it makes sense. It's a sensational thing. And the connection the technology is making through the helmet with your sensation is what they're relying on for world sense. And I would express the point of view that Michael Miller Pilates makes sense. It makes sense to the touch, and it makes sense to the thought. And in that regard, Michael Miller Pilates makes sense. And the most fundamental sense that this brand of Pilates points to is being an observation of your senses while you are pursuing your movement. Ideally the mat or a reformer, but a sequential thing, pressing the flow that reflects the ideal within Joe's original work is how I would express that. And the sense that it makes, and again, I'm always trying to take from what I know to you to help you survive as a Pilates instructor. And the key part about that, the sensational part about that, the part of surviving as a Pilates instructor that makes sense is the part that you can feel. That's what makes sense. And the spirit you've heard me refer to in body, mind, and spirit is the observer, listener, spirit, the concentrator, that which, situational awareness, that's the observer. And that's a capacity in a human being. Michael Miller Pilates focuses on conditioning the body to be ready for whatever comes up and doing it in the pursuit of Joe's original choreography because of the purity of its intent to condition the body in the physics that it finds itself in. Which is why my expression of the ideal, can you do it? Right? You know it, right? Uniform eccentric loading flowing through progressive patterns of movement. That's the Michael Miller Pilates definition of the ideal within Joe's original work. It may be refined or it may evolve, but the point of there being an ideal within Joe's original work is a matter of philosophy and gaining an appreciation for how principles are more real-world assumptions, whereas ideal is a simulation that the real seeks to embrace. So when you try to make a straight line with your body standing up, or you try to make uniform usage between the axes of your body through using Cornu Tension, so whether, to me, the most important part of my message to you is that you can approach Pilates as a sensational experience, and you can play Yoda and calling upon your student or students to go into the cave and listen to their own sensation in order to take more control, literally at your hips and the way you grip, and how that emanates out in your body through tension that distributes load and honors alignment. Now, Number 3, the only other thing I really had to talk about today, it's all more business oriented than Pilates oriented, is that I saw on Google I/O today a means of entering into a chat while the video is running, and that a viewer can prioritize the observation of their comment by attributing a dollar amount to it. $1, $5, I think up to $500. And so if you like this idea and you agree with this idea and you find value in it at all, even learning about it, and you're ahead of me on the learning curve with Google and support and Super Chat, by all means, explore your confidence with whether or not you're set up with Google Wallet, which is sort of a future assumption. Okay. I think what I want to share with you is the advantage I see to going with Google is it's a larger audience. They were celebrating 2 billion active Android devices in the world. 2 billion. And that's larger than my Facebook friends, and whatever exposure that gets, however it gets out to whoever else is on Facebook. I'm not sure how that works. And I know I don't know how to monetize Facebook and there are ways, and new ways it seems, to monetize what you stream through Google. So, Super Chat, try it out. On me, preferably. Because live can't live forever. Read between the lines. See behind the curtain. Add 2 and 2. Direct your own thinking. And above all, Geist.